stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome back to this week's edition of the Falcon Report. We're your hosts, Angela Fortuna
and Greg Meiseglan.
We have a story coming up on our very own Sebastian Pitches, but first some brief announcements. The computer proficiency exam will be given on Monday, June 15th at 12:10 in room 303. Students interested in taking the exam should sign up in the College and Career Center. The computer proficiency study guide can be found under resources on the FLHS homepage. See the list of spring SAT prep classes on Infinite Campus under School News or go to www.alphaprep.com. The Ethnic Diversity Club is sponsoring a fundraiser to donate supplies to underprivileged children at Hall Elementary School in Bridgeport. Please put any new or gently used school supplies such as children's books, pens, notebooks, or book bags in the box labeled School Supplies Drive located in all homerooms.
Now for our feature of the week. Sebastian Pitches is well known at Ludlow and wants to bring awareness to autism and share his experience. Here are Julia Wilson and Caroline Power with the story.
People have heard of autism, but do you really understand what it is? Here's a story about Ludlow's very own Sebastian Pitches.
Autism is a developmental disorder, and kids who have autism, their brains kind of work differently. They see the world differently, they understand things differently.
It's a neurological disability. It's in the brain, and there's just this one part of it that functions very differently from the rest, which kind of sets the foundation for how a lot of autistic people are different from everybody else.
A hallmark of autism is that for a lot of kids and people on the spectrum, they do have a hard time making connections. They have a hard time understanding social cues. So there's a range of kids who are autistic, from kids who are nonverbal and who can't communicate verbally, and also kids on a higher level who you might not even know until you start talking with them and start trying to have a conversation. You might think, something's off.
Sebastian's mom remembers the time when she discovered that Sebastian has autism.
As a 15-month-old baby, I said, oh no, that looks like autism to me. Just mother's instinct, because I hadn't done the research yet. I just felt very angry and like I have to do something about this. This is unacceptable. When he was 3, 4, 5 years old, I decided that he should learn how to eat in the restaurant. The minute they saw us, they knew the White's Family Diner. They knew that Sebastian takes eggs and cheese with French fries. And then so they would already prepare it as soon as they saw my car. And then Sebastian would sit, and then we would practice how to eat properly and how not to eat with his hand, none of that,
People make a lot of assumptions about autism. I think they think of kids who have autism as not smart, or they blame them. They think they are doing things on purpose. They think they don't understand anything. I think there's a lot of stigmatism and a lot of stereotypes that people make a lot of assumptions. And that's one of the biggest issues for kids who have autism, is that they don't want to be judged by that label.
Another flaw I face is carrying out a clear, logical, appropriate conversation with peers, because sometimes I talk about things that maybe they're not comfortable with, or stuff that's maybe not age appropriate.
I must say now, at 18 years old, he's fantastic. And so now I look at him and I say, oh my God. And then I remember the past, and then maybe I start to cry a little bit, because it was one hell of a fight to get him to where he is now. Ludlow is fantastic. Oh, I can't say enough good things. Ludlow has eased my mind by, first of all, they humor me a lot. There's a big team, there's a PPT team that Sebastian has that has sort of made a wraparound type of thing. So it's like Sebastian is in the middle and then everybody is right here.
Well, Sebastian's amazing. I think what makes Sebastian unique is that he's He's very bright. He's very thoughtful. He has a lot of self-awareness. He knows who he is. He asks questions. He's open. He wants to understand himself. And also, I think, again, he's not a he defies stereotypes.
Like, I'm curious, like Curious George. I mean, like, you know, I like meeting people when I can and getting to know them, and if, depending on what can happen, possibly be their friend.
Sebastian's biggest feat for overcoming autism is managing to really stand up, rise to the expectation of teachers. The teachers here are fantastic. They are more than fantastic. They set standards not only for the regular kids, but they set a high standard for Sebastian as well.
People need to treat people with autism with respect and get to know them.
He's an honest person. He's a hardworking person, and he's made so many strides, and I'm really proud of him.
What I could tell you about Sebastian is he is the light of my life.
When you're around Sebastian, he lets you put life into perspective in a very different way. Like, what's the big deal about being different?
He's the reason I breathe. He's my life.
And also, just remember one thing, autism does not define a person. Their behavior and their character defines who they are.
Thanks for that important story, Julia and Caroline. Hopefully it helps people have a better idea of who Sebastian is and provides some new information about autism. Final exams begin Thursday, June 11th and go until Tuesday, June 16th. On Thursday, there will be exams for periods 6 and 9, Friday periods 5 and 8, Monday periods 4 and 7, and Tuesday periods 1 and 2. Makeup day for exams will be on June 17th. Students do not need to report to school if they do not have a scheduled exam. All morning buses run on the usual schedule, and the afternoon buses will leave at school at 12:10.
Tomorrow night is the senior prom. Have fun, guys.
This is our last Falcon Report. Thank you to everyone who has supported us and watched our show throughout the year.
That's all the time we have for today. We hope everyone has a fun and safe summer.